Happy Friday, everybody. Excited to be here to talk to you all about video content. Now, you know, video content is my specialty here at Meet Edgar, and I'm pretty passionate about the fact that anyone can do it. So many times we hear people are afraid to do video and show their face, and video is some of the hardest content to think up and create. Well, today I'm going to debunk a lot of those myths and let you know how easy it is to do social media video. So one of the reasons that it sparked my interest today to do this live stream on video is because Facebook actually just put out some updated recommendations for what video should be. I'm going to read a little bit here from an email that they sent out. And they said, as you continue to start uploading videos to Facebook, they want to encourage us to create videos that are at least 3 minutes long. A compelling story will keep people watching, and a longer video provides opportunity to develop your storyline. You can use creative storytelling elements like suspense, pacing, tension, and the like to draw in viewers. Now, Facebook goes on to say that they are going to start prioritizing videos that are 3 minutes or longer. Content that is not long enough to craft a narrative that's going to hold a viewer's attention until the end will not be prioritized as much. Now, that's some pretty strong words. And you know, if Facebook puts this out in an email, that they're going to be serious about making sure the algorithm is looking for those 3 minutes or longer videos. So as a content creator, what does this tell you? It tells you that storytelling is the direction that you need to take in all of your videos. So what constitutes a really great video is being able to pull someone in really quickly with a hook. We talk about this in a lot of different ways. There's so many different acronyms out there in order to help remember this. One of my favorite comes from the YouTuber Sunny Lenarduzzi, and she calls it the HOT script. HOT, H stands for the hook. You have to have something to hook people in that first 3 seconds so that they do stop their scroll. O means outcome. You have to tell a story of transformation. You have to take people through this idea that you are going to provide them the outcome of their life that they want. You're going to teach someone in that video. You're going to entertain someone in that video. You are going to go ahead and educate them. One of those pieces of elements should be in the first couple of minutes of your video so that people know that outcome they're going to get if they put in the time and if they put in the effort to watch the whole video all the way through. And T stands for testimonial in her script. So testimonial, again, we want social proof as people consuming content on social media. We want to know that you've been able to provide results to other people, that other people have consumed your content in the past. So every piece of video content you put out there, within that first couple of lines, you should aim to have these things present in your video. So think about the way that you can do that. As any sort of content going onto social media, it really does comprise itself kind of these 3 elements anyway, right? So we always want to have our first leading sentence, even if it's written content, be one that hooks people in. The story part that Facebook mentioned in their email there, this is because they know it works for humans to actually remember the message better if it's in a story arc. So often we're creating products and services that are past versions of ourselves actually wanted at one point, right? That's Edgar's origin story, really. Laura created our software because she needed it for herself. The more she shared the fact she created this for herself, the more she realized she could create a company that served people with this piece of software. So what is it about your story that you could weave in to why you created your service, your course, your product, your podcast, whatever it is? If you talk about that, it's way easier to connect this narrative with your viewers, because so often your viewers are actually kind of that past version of yourself, looking to get over that pain point, looking to get to that better life they know is out there, to reach their goals and have your product or service help them. So if you're someone a little bit afraid to jump on the video bandwagon, remind yourself so much of the time, all it is talking to a past version of yourself that's going to produce some of the most connecting videos out there. We hear these buzzwords like authenticity and vulnerability and sharing behind the scenes content, and it kind of jumbles in our head being like, oh my gosh, I do not feel comfortable being vulnerable on video in that way. But vulnerability does not have to be something where you let all of your scars show, right? You can pick and choose the lessons that you actually want to teach on your videos. So think about the lessons that you learned over the years and how you can be a mentor to help make sure you're saving people time so they don't have to go through the struggle and the failures that you went through, but you can set them up for success. Sharing your story, sharing how you got over something, sharing how you improved is going to be a huge way you can weave that narrative in a way that people really remember. Remember, if you can hold people's attention, you are golden. I think one of the coolest examples of this, actually, I'm currently reading the book, The Tipping Point. I know I'm a little late to it. Everyone read this book like 10 years ago. It's a Malcolm Gladwell book, but it's amazing. And one of the things that he puts out there that I thought was so interesting is he talks about Sesame Street being one of the things that actually broke this mold on what children's television was. It was a completely new format, and it did so well. Number one, because they had a reason to go really deep on these things. They went into it with a service-oriented mindset to get underprivileged children to be able to learn the same things. If they were watching TV and didn't have access to like start preschool or start, nanny services that perhaps other privileged children would have the actual income to be able to provide them. So Sesame Street could provide that for them, right? But the reason that Sesame Street worked so well is because they went into such a deep analysis about every single bit within Sesame Street, what was holding the children's attention, and when the children would look away from the screen and start doing something else. That's what you need to do for your video content. And luckily, you don't have to get these focus groups together and watch little kids watch TV to know this about your own social media feeds. All you have to do is go to your analytics, and there is so much information about when people drop off, what kind of retention rate you're getting throughout your whole videos. And if you start taking into account these 3-minute video recommendations that Facebook just put out, 3 minutes or longer, you can start to see where it is that people are going to drop off and what language you used at that time, what concept you started talking about at that time. And this gives you the ability then to know what is holding your viewers' attention, and that is going to be the bright spot you need to go on. So I know it takes a little bit more work, but it's so easy, especially with what Facebook Insights gives us and what YouTube Analytics gives us, to take maybe a Friday and do this for all of your videos. And I promise it's going to help you recognize what and how you can improve on your concepts here. So remember to have a hook at the beginning, tell a personal story in there, or tell a story of one of your clients, or tell a story of something you're doing so that it relates, and then make an offer or a call to action at the end. Remember, every piece of content that you're putting out on social media should lead to something else. We talk about this a lot when we go into Evergreen Strategy. Here at Meet Edgar, our social media automation tool really focuses on evergreen content, that stuff that's going to make sense to share with your followers, no matter what time of year and no matter how often you share it, it still adds value. We do that because we want you to, of course, get more out of the work you're putting in and get more eyes onto it. But with video, this matters too, because there are so many ways that you can actually start to repurpose it, but you have to know what the person wants after they read or after they watch that piece of evergreen content. So for example, if I put out a video about perhaps how to blog properly, what is going to be my viewers' very next question after they watch that? Well, if I teach them how to blog really well, their next question might be, well, how do I get readers on my blog? So then my next video could lead upon that and say, hey, you have a really great blog. Here is how you use social media to get engagement and traffic from that blog. You see how I always want to have that subsequential one video leading into the next? This is how you truly get to hook your viewers in and make sure they really look forward to your video showing up in their live stream. So right now, if you don't have some sort of video spreadsheet laid out or some sort of content calendar already, I would strongly suggest you look at your months and your quarters in themes. So here at Meet Edgar, we do it on a quarterly basis, and we do this because it makes it a lot easier for us to plan our blog and video content all around the same subjects. So for example, Q2 is all about audience growth. Video is huge for audience growth, so that's why I'm talking about video today on a video. I know, pretty meta. Q3, we're going to be talking all about social media that converts. So the majority of our blogs, our lead magnet, our live streams are going to be all around that so that we're not jumbling our message and we have a cohesive marketing strategy. Q4 is going to be all about creating really great social media content easily. So again, all of our content, it's not going to be the exact same, but it's going to all be around this theme so that our entire marketing strategy has that cohesion. It also makes it a lot easier to repurpose a blog post into a video or a video into a blog post if we know it fits the theme of what we're doing, right? So think about creating a content calendar for yourself and how this can really help you up level your video strategy. So when you're thinking about video too, I want you to think about ways that you can really start to take your viewer into an episodic content consumption cycle with you. So get consistent with it. Same time, same place. What are you doing? Tell people about it. Lead up to this in little teasers in your social media. Tell people when you're going live so that they know to be there. Because live video especially is a lot more fun when you can see other people watching it with you and you can get that community feel. Once you do live videos, could you perhaps repurpose them into playlists on YouTube? So you could send out a playlist and say, hey, this is our playlist of video content all about growth. Again, sticking with those themes just makes it so you can have those playlists on YouTube basically set up for you, which is really nice. All right, so our bonus today is if you do want some ideas on the type of video content you can put out there, we have a worksheet in the description of this video here that you can click to download. I'll show you what that looks like here real quick so you get a preview of what you're going to download. It just goes over some of the things that are really great about social media video. And then it goes into like identifying your pillars of content. So this is what we were talking about with content theme. So this worksheet here gives me Edgar's example of different pillars of content that we always talk about. The reason that this is so important is because to be a successful brand online, you need to go really deep into a subject area. This is also referred to commonly as niching, however you pronounce it, niching down and making sure that you are serving one content item, one audience persona, and becoming an expert in that area. It's this kind of analogous to going a mile deep and an inch wide in what you're researching and what you're actually putting out there. So for example, at Meet Edgar, these three here, social media marketing, efficiency in business automation, and remote work culture, those are pretty much the three pillars we stick behind, and then we create all of our themes from there. So if you haven't actually done this before, this is going to make creating your video content so much easier. So download the guide here so you can go through that exercise there. And then it just gives you some really great video content ideas. Video content doesn't just have to be things about your promos, although that's a great way to get some eyes on a good discount that you're running. But think about the fact that you have a resource like your inbox, your help inbox that you can go to for people to actually show you your customer support people, or if you're your own customer support team, to tell you the most commonly asked questions. What if you got on and answered those questions on a video? This is great because if one person has asked a question in your inbox, it's likely that 10 more people have that question and they're just not reaching out to you. So if you're answering it over social media, you can get ahead of these objections and you can get ahead of these questions, and you're going to be serving your community in a proactive way. Do you know how few brands actually serve their community in a proactive way? What a great way to differentiate yourself, right? So think about the ways that you can answer FAQs, answer things like how you use your product or features in your service to the fullest extent, do promos, do discounts. Really think about ways that you can bring other people into your video marketing with like interviews. If you go to Meet Edgar's YouTube channel, you'll notice that we do like community spotlight interviews just about how our actual users engage with our software and what features they find the best. We do this not only to gather some testimonials, but also to inspire our community on different workflows that they might not have thought of by themselves, right? We also do interviews with business owners who are out there creating their own businesses. We do this not only to spread some goodwill to small businesses right now, because we all know we need to do that, but we also do this to have a collaboration, because if we do a video with you, it's likely you will share this out on your own social media feeds as well, right? So that gets our brand a little more awareness from your followers. It also gets you some awareness with our followers. Collaboration is what it's all about, and we can all gain from that. So bring other people in. You would be surprised at how many people are truly excited to have an interview opportunity with you. And also remind yourself that doing videos, same rules apply that we talk about for all content. And that's the fact that you want to get the most status updates out of one video by doing things like upcycling it. So can you take one blog post or one long form video that you did and cut that up perhaps into like different 15-second intervals? If you've never cut a video up before, let me tell you how easy it is on iMovie. I hate doing really detail-oriented tasks, and I was a little nervous when I first got started doing video content stuff, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to stop it at like 2.8 seconds and make sure I do it just at the right time. That makes me really nervous. Oh my gosh, it's so easy in iMovie, you guys. If you go ahead and drop your movie in there, all you have to do is right click on the area that you want to like delete or cut a clip from. It'll tell you you can have the option to split the clip. You'll just split the clip into 2 areas that you want, and you can delete the rest, or you can splice in other areas. It's way easier than you think. So give it a try if you've never done that before. So you can start taking smaller chunks of your long videos and actually uploading them to different parts like your Instagram stories or stuff like that. The third page on this spreadsheet are just, again, different little ways that you can get the most out of your video and to help inspire you to know what type of video content you can really create here. Meet Edgar does allow you to directly upload videos. So these last few parts on the worksheet will just give you some of the file sizes and how to do that within your Meet Edgar account. So if you've never done video before, hop on the bandwagon. It's a really fun medium to connect with your viewers. I say it all the time. It lets your viewers know your brand voice so much more. It lets your viewers know who they're talking to. You know, I work in the support inbox all the time at Meet Edgar, and it's so fun to be able to connect with people and have them say, hey, I saw you on a webinar, and them actually know who I am. And that's what video can do for your brand, truly. So hop on board. I'm really excited. If you have a video that you do after watching this broadcast, please let us know. Tag me, Edgar, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or leave it in the comments here. I would love to watch it and love to see what is inspiring you guys. Have an excellent long weekend. I am so excited to see you guys again on Tuesday if you are taking the holiday, and have, like I said, a really fun time connecting with your viewers over video.